The judge never raised his voice. He never resisted. He never ran. Yet within 90 seconds, ICE agents had him face down on scorching asphalt, his hands zip-tied behind his back, while his federal credentials lay ignored beside the open trunk of his car. What they didn't know, they had just arrested the man who would personally authorize the investigation that destroys them. And by nightfall, City Hall would realize this wasn't a mistake. It was a $200 million catastrophe. Before we continue, let me take this opportunity to thank you so much for supporting our channel. Just choosing to watch our video means a lot to us. Before we go any further, tell us where are you watching from? Drop your city or country below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this is your first time here. Marcus Ellington had learned early that respect was never freely given. It was earned, defended, and sometimes taken. Born in West Baltimore, he grew up in a narrow brick row house with a mother who taught 3rd grade and a father who unloaded ships at the harbor. His parents didn't talk about privilege. They talked about survival. They taught Marcus 3 rules. 1. Know your rights. 2. Speak calmly. 3. Never assume authority means justice. At 16, Marcus watched his father get stopped and searched for no reason other than the color of his skin and the time of night. No apology followed. No explanation. Just humiliation. That moment etched something permanent into him. Years later, that scar would become his compass. Ellington graduated top of his class, earned a law degree with honors, clerked for a federal judge, and spent years prosecuting corruption cases that others avoided. He built a reputation not for theatrics, but for precision. Colleagues called him quietly lethal, impossible to intimidate, a judge who reads everything. When he was appointed to the U.S. District Court, the confirmation vote was bipartisan and decisive. But none of that mattered in the parking lot. Not his title, not his robe, not his lifetime appointment, because to the agents approaching him, he was just another body. The IC task force that afternoon was already on edge. Internal pressure had been building for weeks. Numbers were down, supervisors were demanding results, and anonymous tips were being treated like gospel. The message was clear. Act first. Verify later. When the radio crackled with the report of a suspicious male loading a vehicle, no one questioned it. No warrant. No cross-check. No database confirmation. Just a vague description. Black male. Mid-40s to 50s. Business attire. That was enough. Judge Ellington turned calmly as the agents approached. His hands were visible. His posture relaxed. His voice steady. Is there a problem, officers? The lead agent, Agent Cole, didn't answer the question. Step away from the vehicle. Ellington complied immediately. I'm happy to cooperate, he said. But I'd like to know why I'm being stopped. Agent Cole's eyes flicked to Ellington's clothes, then his face. You fit the description. A description of what? Ellington asked. Cole ignored him. Hands where I can see them. Ellington raised his hands. I'm a federal judge, he said clearly. My credentials are in my jacket pocket. That sentence should have ended everything. Instead, it triggered something darker. Agent Cole laughed. A short, sharp sound. Sure you are, he said. Another agent muttered. Everyone's a judge today. Ellington remained composed. I suggest you verify my identity, he said. You're making a serious mistake. Cole stepped closer. You don't tell us what to do. Ellington didn't flinch. I'm telling you the truth. That was when Cole decided. Not to check. Not to radio in. Not to pause. To escalate. Turn around. Face the car. Ellington complied. The heat from the pavement radiated upward as he placed his palms on the trunk. I am not resisting, he said calmly. The next moment came fast. Too fast. A violent pull backward. A hard shove forward. His chest slammed against the ground. Pain exploded through his ribs. A knee pressed into his back. Zip ties tightened around his wrists. Stop resisting, Cole shouted, though Ellington hadn't moved. A woman nearby screamed. Someone yelled, He said he's a judge! Back up! An agent barked. Ellington's glasses flew off. His jacket shifted, and his federal judicial ID slid onto the pavement, face up. Ignored. One body cam captured it all. Ellington identifying himself. Agents refusing to verify. The moment of force. Another agent tried to block his camera. "Turn that off," Cole hissed. The agent hesitated, then complied. But it was too late. The footage existed, and it would never disappear. Ellington was hauled upright and shoved into the back of an SUV. His breathing was controlled, but shallow. Pain throbbed through his spine, yet his mind stayed sharp. He memorized faces, badge numbers, vehicle IDs. He knew something the agents didn't. This wasn't ending here. At the facility, Ellington was fingerprinted and searched. No one spoke to him with respect. One officer finally glanced at his name, frowned, checked again, then looked up. "Wait," he said quietly. The room shifted. Ellington finally spoke. "I'd like my phone call." "Who are you calling?" the officer asked. Ellington met his eyes. The Chief Judge of the United States District Court. The laughter came quick, then stopped, because the phone rang, and someone answered. 7 minutes later, the supervisor was sweating. 12 minutes later, ICE headquarters was involved. 20 minutes later, silence filled the room like a held breath, because now everyone knew they hadn't detained a judge. They had detained Judge Marcus Ellington. Ellington was uncuffed. His belongings returned. No apology offered. No explanation given. Just a quiet, panicked suggestion that he was free to go. Ellington adjusted his jacket, straightened his back, and walked out. Phones lit up. Emails flew. The mayor demanded answers. The city attorney requested emergency briefings. Risk management went into overdrive because Judge Ellington didn't just sit on the bench. He oversaw federal civil rights cases, law enforcement misconduct litigation, municipal liability claims. And now? He was the victim. Ellington didn't sue immediately. He waited. He requested footage, filed records requests, reviewed complaints. What he found was worse than expected. Patterns, warnings, cover-ups. This wasn't a mistake. It was a system. 2 months later, Ellington signed an order authorizing a full federal investigation. Subpoenas followed. Emails surfaced. Training failures exposed. Bodycam footage leaked. Public outrage erupted. When Ellington finally filed suit, it was devastating. Not emotional. Not dramatic. Precise. Calculated. $200 million. Not just for him. For everyone. Agents fired. Supervisors resigned. Federal oversight imposed. Insurance carriers fled. The city settled. Quietly. Expensively. Ellington never celebrated. In his final statement he wrote, "Power unchecked is not authority. It is danger." And the city learned that lesson the hard way.